It is my pleasure to serve you. Serving a chicken a Lord's Way unless it's a Sunday. My pleasure to serve you. That shit's a whole bop. Welcome to the Education Corner. My name is Paul Davis. What's up, peeps? So I am currently sitting downstairs in the basement due to the fact that, I unfortunately don't get a whole lot of time to go to the actual office anymore, just due to life and things changing. So I do a lot of the work throughout the week from the house just because that cuts down on travel time, which means I don't have to spend the 15 minutes of driving to the stage and then the 15-20 minutes I am at the office to set up and break out all the equipment. So I don't have to go through all the setup process, and I also don't really have to deal too much with texting in and out unless it's the client, because I'm not trying to communicate with other people outside of my space. I kind of just lock myself down here in the basement and get a lot of things done, except for like the occasional thing that the family needs, obviously. And, uploading a new video to the business page over at P.F.D Media, so go check that out. Tips on uploading to Meta Story. And I figure I need to start documenting again because I'm working on it. I've run multiple businesses. It's hard to actually sit down and be able to create content. It's just going to be easier for me to document more than to create, and try to do my best to get, all that information out as quickly as possible. What else is going on? Because my son's coming up in a couple days, and I need to get other things done. I also need to go to DoorDash because aside from working on P.F.D Media and promo gigs and stuff for clients and putting out stuff for them, I also have to make sure I'm bringing enough income into the house to provide for that as well. And I don't know if you guys know this, we're in a bit of a recession, so things are tough. So, you take on every bit of work which you can get and maximize your time with. So this daylight is killing my ISO right now. I'm down to 200. Still super bright. I've actually dropped down to F2 or F4 from F2.8. Try and block out some of the sun because I don't feel like pulling on an ND filter for an hour or so worth of content. I'm just being lazy. Is that a scratch? Okay, no, it's just a reflection. My heart stopped. All right, anyway, I'm about to start my DoorDash. It is It is 4:39, which means it's about to be the dinner rush. So I'm gonna go and make as much money from pretty much essentially 5 to like 10, 11 roughly when I call it quits. First things first, we got to go ahead and get to the spot where we're going to start a dash at, because if there's one thing I've learned from being a dasher is that wherever you start at is where you're going to get your first order at. And I'm the top dasher of the month right now in my area of NEPA. But if I start where I live, I get normally lower number orders because everything's closer. And there's a lot of stop and go, and I feel like it eats up my gas tank. And I prefer higher orders that take the time frame. It just works out better in my head. I don't know why, but I try not to do anything below like $5-6 orders. It doesn't sound like much, but you do enough of those throughout the night and you get 3 or 4 in an hour. You're looking at $20-30 an hour, which isn't terrible for somebody self-employed. And I'm essentially using my car, which is normally in most cases a liability because it costs me money every month, to put money in my pocket. So I'm essentially kind of making it an asset, but it also robs me of my time, which kind of sucks. But at this point in time in my career, it's kind of what I have to do to balance budgets, because shit's expensive. Recessions are here. So we're gonna drive up to Clark Summit and see if we can start up there. So made it up to Clark Summit, just started the dash, and it is officially first dash, which is $7.50. And it's approximately 8 miles roughly, so it's more than likely probably either going towards Scranton or going towards the school up by Keystone or somewhere in Dalton, Clark Summit area. But you know, they generally are pretty much $7.50 to $8 orders up here. So I'm gonna get to work, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, that took way longer to get the food than I anticipated. Everyone's hurting for workers right now, so I mean, can't be upset about it. It's the way of the world currently. But I got my directions up in Factoryville to go drop this food off, so we're gonna go knock that out, continue with our day, and hopefully get better orders that don't take nearly as long. All right, so that order's dropped off, and now we're gonna head back towards town and wait for our next order. So yeah, second order is $6.50. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out real quick and see where it takes us from there. The sun's starting to go down, so that means we'll probably start getting a little bit more orders now. I can't believe it's spring already. Holy crap, where did the time go? Great thing about DoorDash is after a little bit and you start getting more orders, they'll pop up in the middle of one order. So I just got another order to go to Chipotle, pick up another one, so I actually doubled our rate. And so we're gonna make a little bit more money off this one, make up some of that time we lost from waiting on orders. So should start picking up now that it's night, but I'm gonna go grab this and get my butt moving. Okay, we just got to our next order. Our next order was actually a $16.75 order. So I'm pretty happy about that, can't complain. That's pretty chunk of change on orders. So I'm gonna pick that up inside the mall real quick, and then we're gonna head off to drop that, because it's like a 15-mile trek, so. And it's like $1 a mile. Can't complain, you know, if you do that math. You know, my car gets 32 miles to the gallon, so I'm not gonna complain about it. All right, so I was driving back to the area, and unfortunately I hit a DoorDash that I had just passed the exit, so I had to jump on the exit, but I jumped back on the next exit to spin around, because you don't get very many $17.25 orders. So I've only been working for roughly 2 hours now. I'm almost at 40 bucks. Actually, it'll be over 40 bucks at this point. So get this order and keep going. All right, so we just got back towards the Stillmore area, and I have my next order, which is $7.50, and I'm at 55 bucks so far. So let's go grab the next one. By the way, it is the next morning. When I got home late last night, I just ended up ending the vlog. My dash ended up in about 80 bucks, so not bad for 5 hours, 80 bucks. Do the math, it's something. But I am currently, besides being completely overexposed, oh Jesus, it's rough in the house. I am in the process of cleaning up the playroom in the house, because Amber's at school and the kiddos at school, and instead of me leaving now to go work, I'm gonna leave later to go back and dash, which obviously you guys don't need to really see since you seen it yesterday. But I have to clean up all this mess. God, my white balance is horrible. I need to get back to doing my bitch work, because Michael's coming up in a couple days, and I can't wait for him to be able to come up some time. But this playroom is just a complete disaster, and I've already been processing and cleaning, but I had to go get trash bags and a broom, and kids, how do they make such big messes? How did we make such big messes? I don't remember doing this. Definitely did it though, definitely did it. Well, after scrubbing, it's way better. I gotta move that over to here, and then I gotta bring the bed upstairs for Monk, so he has somewhere to sleep. Peace the fuck out.